Good morning. This is Daybreak on Citizen Television. Thank you for staying with us here on the broadcast. The hashtag on Twitter is Daybreak. The SMS code is 22422 at Citizen TV Kenya, at Ayub Abdikadir, and at Safin_Achieng. This morning we're focusing on the event at the Nairobi Safari Park Hotel, where the National Prayer Breakfast will be held and graced by President William Ruto. The event, organized by Parliament, according to the organizing committee, is expected to be graced by more than 3,000 attendees. This year's theme is reconciliation with God and with man. The opposition, however, has stayed put and that it won't take part of the process, citing the current political and economic situation in the country. Members of the organizing committee from the bicameral parliament include the Senator Makueni County Dan Manzo and his counterpart Samuel Chepkonga from the National Assembly, with a focus on the importance of national unity and leaders acknowledging the responsibilities and the privileges they have been bestowed upon them by God. And among the dignitaries who have graced the previous event at the Safari Park Hotel include the former Zambian President Kenneth Kaunda, the current Rwandan President Paul Kagame, and Nobel Peace Laureate Wangari Maathai on the importance of that particular day, and President William Ruto is expected to be there in the next 23 minutes or so. Well, my colleague Safin Achieng will be giving us a live update from the Safari Park Hotel as to the preparations. With me in studio is Sheikh Ibrahim Lithome, who is a Muslim scholar and also an advocate of the High Court, and Dr. Alphonse Kanga, who is the chair NCCK in Nairobi, to give us the account of what exactly the country needs to do going forward from the governance and also the institutions of religion in the country. Good morning, Sheikh Ibrahim. Good morning, Dr. Alphonse Kanga. Thank you for your time. Let's begin and start off on this note of today's theme, and coming to you, Dr. Alphonse, which is on the reconciliation with man, with God and with man. Before that, let me get the account of my colleague Safin Achieng Oma, who is on standby at the Safari Park Hotel for a live update to give us more as to what's happening at the moment at the venue where the event will be happening. And Safin, good morning to you. Who are there, and the numbers given by Parliament of the 3,000 attendees?
Indeed, thank you so much, Ayub Abdikadir. Like you rightfully put it, we are coming to you live from Safari Park right here in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, for the 20th edition of the National Prayer Breakfast, an annual event that is held each and every year to bring the country, the citizenry, and the leadership together to pray about issues that bedevil the nation and also give thanks to the Lord over the things that we have been able to achieve as a country. So today, just going with the spirit of this particular year's theme is centered around reconciliation, not only to God but also to man, a theme that is quite timely, if you may ask me, coming at a time when the country is divided on so many issues, cutting across matters, politics, talking about governance, and also issues to do with the debate over the Finance Bill 2023, at a time also, Ayub, that right now in certain parts of the country, among them Trans-Mara, we are having cross-border clashes among residents of that particular part of the country. But those are just issues that at this particular juncture we sought to be reflecting about as a country and finding a way of which we can be able to come together and just find a way of achieving peace and stability in our nation. But before we talk about more on some of the issues that will be shaping this very important event, I just want to paint a picture for you on what is happening around where we are. As you can see, the place is already decorated, dressed in the Kenyan flag colors there, red, green, and of course white and black, just to symbolize that this indeed is a day for Kenya, a day that Kenya is going to be celebrating and also praying over the issues that have been quite a challenge to us over time. Remember, this is the very first National Prayer Breakfast under President William Ruto, and as a symbol of national unity, it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to take advantage of this opportunity to bring the country to that mood of reconciliation and unity. Of course, you can see their guests already have taken their places on the different tables that were reserved for the different categories of guests. And I just want to speak to a few of them, if you don't mind. Good morning. We are live on Citizen Television. Just a bit about some of your expectations for this particular morning. Just tell me a bit about your name and you're here. It's a day for the country to pray, and I just want to hear what you have in terms of the expectations for you as an individual and as a Kenyan.
Thank you very much. I'm Donya Doris Saburi, MP Kisii County. We are delighted. Without prayers, we are nothing. But as leaders, we have to actualize what we tell our people. As leaders, we have to know what is ailing our people, from the high cost of living, which we can't depend on God, but on our brains. Prayers are good. They've made us to be where we are. But there is that part of us as leaders, how to deal with corruption, how to deal with the high cost of living, how to make sure our education is super, how to make sure our health is working, is doing. All these things, it's upon us as leaders and as a country. We have to make sure that the lives of the people, those that we promised that we are going to help, it has to be done. Today we are here to thank God because we had a peaceful election. We didn't see a lot of bloodshed as it was in 2008, in 2017. So here we are telling God, it is through your mercy and grace that we've managed to be where we are. But bottom line, this country, we need to save our people from the high cost of living.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Just maybe another question. The theme for this year centers around reconciliation. As a leader, what concerns you in our country right now? What are the issues that we're supposed to be, speaking in unity about?
On reconciliation, we must have proper policies from land to elections. You see, when Kenyans believe that if we go to the ballot, it is going to be transparent, it is going to be accurate, people will have faith in the government. So as we talk of reconciliation, we should also think of proper policies, a government that people believes in, Kenyan constitution that is upheld. You see, there's one thing I loved about US when they finished the elections. The commander-in-chief said, no, the army general said, I'm here to uphold this. That was the constitution, not an individual. So we should consider the sovereignty of the people, not an individual. Elections be transparent, accurate, free and fair. When people have faith in the electoral body, we will not even be talking of reconciliation, we'll be talking of celebrating.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Yeah, that is how she puts it. Of course, we should actually just celebrate the fact that we've had a very peaceful election as a country, and that is one of the things that the leaders and the citizenry who have been invited here will be celebrating. Of course, as you can see, the area has been painted red, black, white, of course, to symbolize peace. And just recently, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, alluded to the fact that about 2,500 guests have been invited to this particular event. And of course, we are just about to be finding out who is going to be making part of that list of invited guests. But as we go by tradition, Ayub, we know that, of course, President William Ruto, his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, among other top government officials, will be part of those who will be gracing this occasion. And of course, also we have those who represent the different, countries that live in our country. The ambassadors of different countries will also, some of them may just be making their way here. And of course, also a representation from the corporate world, from the religious sector, a part of the people who are going to be here. Key among the issues that are going to be, will be discussed here include just how the country is going to move forward in peace and unity. I just want to speak to a few of the leaders and the guests who are already here. Very good morning. We are live on Citizen Television. I'd just like to hear a bit about your expectations for this morning. Tell me your name and why you're here today.
Tom McLean. I'm from the United States of America. I'm with a nonprofit called Convoy of Hope, and we're just looking for great things here. You know, when people come together, it's nothing like being neighbors and brothers and sisters in Christ, and just look forward to worshiping and hear their brothers in Kenya, and not only that, get to visit a beautiful country and beautiful people and eat some good food. So looking forward to today.
Last year, actually, this event, happened at the height of heightened political activity. It was coming at a time when the country was just gearing up to the general election, and we remember it was characterized by a bit of politics. So we do not know what would be different today, but of course we anticipate that President William Ruto, among all the issues that he's going to be addressing, key will be how to move this country forward in peace and in unity. Remember, he is actually a head of state who represents like the entire country, regardless of whether a section of Kenyans voted for him or not for him. So today it's not about, him as a leader of Kenya Kwanza, but it's about him as the head of state. So today we will be pitching camp right here, Ayub, just to be able to bring Kenyans up to speed with what will be happening today as the country is joining, together in unity, just to pray for the country and to discuss some of the issues that we celebrate about being Kenyans. But for now, that's all I can tell you, Ayub. But the mood is here quite celebratory already, and we are just going to be getting into it as I hand it over back to you in studio to continue with the conversation you're having.